the Ukrainian territory. And have taken over the 4 oblasts. And within the next 3 to 5 months, Russia is going to take another 3 oblasts. These are regions.
Yeah.
See the foolishness? Same with La République. La République is wasting time. The economy is all gone. Political disintegration. Okay? Financial meltdown. Social cohesion is all gone. The Nordics are protesting. You see the foolishness here?
Yeah.
So let's not think these things are just so easy. That's why diplomacy is important. That's why you need to have leaders and institutions that understand how these things work. That's why we have the lobby firm to make sure we induce leverage in the new administration and we apply leverage on the Europeans so that they cannot mess up with Ambazonian and secure ourselves a prestigious place in the heart of the international system so that they cannot cheat us, they cannot manipulate us, they cannot deceive us, and they cannot threaten us. And then apply as much pressure on the occupier that is disintegrating as much as possible through our international partners. And you see what's happening now. Cameroon is defeated strategically. We've dismantled the occupation governance system. The state has collapsed. Now they are living on borrowing. It's unsustainable. Yeah. It doesn't matter how many bees they recruit. It's unsustainable. Yeah. Okay? The United States, let me put this into context. The United States spent $4 trillion. It's a ridiculous amount of money. If we try to convert it into CFA, there will be no numbers for it.
In Afghanistan.
They spent $4 trillion in Afghanistan.
Yeah.
With forces from 53 other countries.
They could not beat them.
They all, 54 countries combined with the United States, they still withdrew out of Afghanistan. So what about a bankrupt, backward, primitive, Stone Age people like La République that cannot clean the garbage on their own streets? How are they able to sustain a war of attrition in Ambazonia? For the people that are determined and fighting for survival. They cannot, my people. Don't let what you're processing in terms of using metrics that are inconsistent with empirical assessment to deceive you because Diongute visited Boya or because Kanto went to Mamfe. Don't be deceived by that. That's not how you measure it. The state has no money. I'll be speaking tomorrow with facts about how private citizens, state employees in the occupied territory under the occupational governance have to contribute money from their own pocket in order to sponsor 20th May.
Wow.
Listen to this.
That's how bad it is.
I'm going to present with evidence of how occupation governance employees that are employed under the Cameroon occupation government in Amazonia. Cameroon did not have money to celebrate what they call their own national day. All employees of the occupation state, in the occupied territory, under the Cameroon government, each has to contribute money for those ceremonies you saw in Ambazonia to take place. Now, if we didn't have this information, Ambazonians are there singing that, 20th May took place. Cameroon has no money. We're telling you guys this. It's over. Mr. Biya, through his reconstruction propaganda, wants to build a stadium in Kumba as part of the normalization process. And they call it reconstruction. Now,
Oh,
Kumba had never had a stadium. So a stadium was not destroyed because of the war. Now they want to build a stadium. Mr. Biya had gone and borrowed almost 120 billion. He put it on Twitter to reconstruct the stadium in Kumba. They have
what's
no money.
that going to serve us actually?
No,
We've
because
gone past. I'm saying that what's that going to serve us? We've gone past that.
it's not serving us. It's serving Cameroon political propaganda to the Cameroonese people and to the international community. That's why the education that you and I provide, that's why anyone who's following me on Twitter, I'm constantly on them, throwing light on all these things. That's why I spend my time doing more analysis than just coming to read political speeches. To begin to pick these things, break them, chunk them down, and give our people the implications and the effects on La Republic. That's why I'm not caught up in a lot of all this, because we have to begin to look at things the way they are, how they work, and then how do you create a breakthrough. We're in a very good place as a people. No other group of persons, no other people have been able to achieve what we've achieved, to dismantle such a political system that has been entrenched in 64 years. And we've been able to do it in a relatively short period of time. Look at the level of control we have on the ground. Have you all watched the BBC documentary that came out 2 weeks ago?
I heard about that documentary, but I still have send it to me. I still have to go through that documentary
I'll
because
send it to you.
no matter what, I always have to have a second layer of thought. Someone talk to me about it.
Look, even in that documentary,
they brought that to me.
Even in that documentary, they said the Cameroon government only has control in the big cities. Outside of the big cities, they have zero control.
I will have to analyze that video from BBC because in the Defense Council today, it was brought up for us to do an analysis on that particular.
I hope that all of you
will take a look at it and see.
I wish for all of you is not to do subjective analysis.
No, it's not subjective. Yeah. We are looking at the implication and the intent. There's always a secondary. We had a long conversation about that in defense.
That's fine, but remember what intent is. Always look at what intent is, and look at what. Look, I'm not the war cancer. Look.
Anyway, we'll look at it from a defense perspective. I heard about that.
It's a documentary. By the way, I want to promote the documentary. I want all Ambazonians to watch this documentary. There are 3 things I want everybody to take away. 3 things. 3. Very simple. The Cameroon state declared war on the Ambazonian people through its use of excessive force. The Ambazonian people responded to protect themselves. Cameroon declared a war. Quietly stated there. It's not something anybody can dispute.
What's the third? We defend ourselves. The third is. So what's the third message on the BBC?
Cameroon is the occupying state. Mm-hmm. Ambazonians are resisting because Cameroon is occupying Ambazonia and occupying the Ambazonian people. Mm-hmm. It's repressive measures. Ambazonians have to react. Mm-hmm. In that documentary, it also pointed out the Cameroon military has committed atrocities, burned homes, and driven thousands of people from their communities. It depends on what analysis you all want to go do.
No, we'll do it. That's a task from defense. Anyway, that's a digression. Spokes, with this.
Let me also task you with this. Mm-hmm. About 4 years ago, mm-hmm. put together a group of persons that wanted to travel across the territory to document all the number of persons that have been killed and the specific villages that have been burned and how many homes per village that were burned. How useful would that information have been to the international community?
Very useful, yeah.
I'll leave you with that.
Yeah, so, I don't refuse that. My only problem is that my point is that we must own and control our narratives.
I'm just saying you don't own the BBC, do you?
I don't own them, but that's what I'm saying. That we must own and control our narratives.
I'm just saying you don't own the BBC, do you?
I don't. So that's why I have to say I have to make sure that we have to go. We have to use our voice as Ambazonians and speak for us.
If you look at the BBC report, at the end of that BBC report, there is everything about the ADF code of conduct. Everything is in there.
Yeah, I'll go through it. Let's not digress from.
Anyway, I'm just saying. So, I'm just saying. I'm a very balanced person.
No, I know you are balanced, but even in the midst of being balanced, they always say that
the Defense Council has the right to go criticize BBC. I'm not saying you guys should not do analysis and go criticize BBC.
That's what I'm saying.
You have the right, as Ambazonians, you have the right to go say whatever you want to go say to BBC. Yeah. But also, when you do that as well, acknowledge the fact that through that documentary, how much education it has brought to the world in terms of this conflict.
Yeah, I know. I don't want. Let's not digress from that. That's another topic for another discussion for another day. Let's keep. I just wanted to just throw light there because it was a task from within the World Council for us to take a second. Right. Mr. Look, spokes. There's one last thing that I want to ask you.
I think we've gone way beyond our time.
No, that's why I'm asking.
We've gone way beyond our time, and I think if there is any last thing, let's leave that to the next conversation.
No, the last thing I want to ask you is this is critical. We can't come and talk about analysis, and we don't put the way forward for our people. You've brought a lot of points. You've analyzed a couple of things, a lot of things. So, what is the way for our people, knowing that this is a
the vice president spoke yesterday.
No, well, this is our show. This is my show. I invited you, so I'm asking you that
I understand this is our show. This is your platform, and I'm a guest, and you want to ask me that same question. I would refer the Ambazonian people to watch the vice president's speech.
Okay.
The president laid out. Ambazonians are always looking for what is the way forward. What is the way forward? The way forward to where? The way forward to what?
Why are we having this analysis?
Why
are we having this analysis? We are having the analysis to bring our people's mind to a point where to have clarity and give them the spirit and the hope and what is anticipated and expected from them. That's why I believe the deep analysis that you do is to lay bare and naked what is currently going on in the revolution and how they intend to see it and what they intend to do. What are we going to be doing consistently?
I will encourage all Ambazonians. The vice president spoke at length yesterday, very detailedly. I will encourage all Ambazonians to listen to the vice president's speech. If we want to do an analysis on the vice president's speech or want to discuss the way forward, we would need time. Now we have about less than a minute. I cannot.
No, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. To me, I will say this. To me, with all the analysis and the probing questions that I gave you, we are putting forward, I would tell Ambazonian people that it is not as easy as we think. But whatever lies ahead of us, we are going to get there. No matter what level of how little it is that you are doing, and you have that focus for the liberation of Ambazonian people, for us to be free with sovereignty, we have to keep fighting. The message we bring and the analysis that we bring to our people is to be clear about what is happening, because some of these things we ask are questions that they ask in the back of their minds. And when we analyze and lay bare forward that this is actually our situation and our predicament, we need to understand that nobody is going to free us, but every effort that we put in is going to be what is going to lead us to our freedom. Having that understanding and letting them understand that's actually our situation is to let them know that everything still depends on us. That's why the president always tells us our freedom depends on us. And we have to keep on fighting wherever we are till our liberation comes. So, as you rightfully said, your own point is, okay, let them watch the vice president's speech. Mine is that there is hope at the end of the tunnel, and it's only us who can free ourselves. Don't have to look for anybody outside to do what we have to do. Financially, we have to forces financially. We have to keep on encouraging each other. We have to keep on standing strong and tall. We have to keep on pushing till we meet the end. We shouldn't expect anybody from out to help us. Other liberation struggles have been on the same course that we are, and they were liberated. So that is my own promising what I can give my people, give our people. So, well, these folks, I know I've taken a lot of your time. You were not prepared to be out for 1 hour later, and you have been here. I really appreciate your time, appreciate your effort, and I appreciate, the analysis I give to our people for clarity and to let us understand what we are supposed to be doing moving forward. If you have any last word for our people, you can throw it out there so that our people will probably digest it, and we keep on putting hope for our people as we move forward.
If you have not listened to the vice president, the deputy leader of the liberation speech, go to YouTube it's on my platform. Go to ACN Facebook page. It's on auto repeat on ACN, streaming to Ground Zero, multiple about 2 times a day. Listen to it. We have strategically defeated Cameroun. It's time for intense diplomacy. Diplomats across the globe, on a weekly basis, from Canada to Norway to the United States, from France, from London, are flying into Oslo on a weekly basis. Things are moving. It's diplomacy, and we are very good at it. What every Ambazonian needs to be doing now, if you haven't paid your liberation tax, pay your liberation tax. That's all that's asked of you. Observe Monday Ghost Town and leave the rest to the forces and to your leadership. We have brought Cameroun to its knees. Now we have to mobilize the international community to put an end to this. That's all it is. So that's all I have to say.
Thanks very much, Spokes. Thanks for your time. Thanks for your analysis. Thanks for the heated exchange of ideas and opinions.
This is what makes Ambazonian.
Yeah, the intention is for our people to look at it, because there's a lot of things that I learned from you when you unpack some of these things. When we talk, and there are things that you put it out, is clear even to me. There are questions I ask, I don't even have clarity. I don't have response to some of those things. I don't have clarity, but the way you bring it over, the way you pull things along, it lets our people understand that we are in a web, but we have to define how we break out of that web and how to get ourselves free. I really thank you very much, and thank you.
It takes incredible amount of intelligence, and those that do not understand how these things work, because of their impatience and because of their lack of mastery of how these complicated processes, how they work, and how you can, circumvent them, how you can weave around them, and how you can find a way through them and still achieve success. You have to learn how to swim with the sharks without being eaten alive. All right. So we're doing incredibly well. We're doing great. And so all is good and all is well for Ambazonia and its future. Bro, thank you so much for having me. It's always a pleasure. I'm delighted. And thank you for the honest conversation and the exchanges. It's a very beautiful thing when comrades can be able to debate themselves,
Yeah.
and be able to talk and freely and challenge each other. This is beautiful.
Well, actually, comrade, is upon this note, not to take up much of your time. I know it's almost midnight in Canada.
All man, a place day. We'll talk again soon.
Thank you very much, comrade. And fellow Ambazonians, it is upon this note that I want to call it off or call it a day. Our freedom is in our hands. The president, just like the spoke said, the president has laid out the blueprints. He kept on screaming, your freedom is in your hands. We will pull out the colonizer block by block. We will fight it. He said it wasn't going to be an easy ride. It was going to be a long, hard struggle. We are cut out of the cloth of freeing Ambazonia. We have all it takes to free Ambazonia. We just want a coalition of the willing, the daring, the determined people. And we all have it in us. There is just no way out. All Ambazonians, we have to fight till Ambazonia is free. We are not going to do this passively. We have to be active and intentional in the quest for the liberation of Ambazonia. It wasn't going to be a bed of roses. That's why the president of the AGOVC kept on telling us it wasn't a walk in the park. It is soil and blood. He said it was going to be tough. It was going to be a long, hard struggle. But at the end, we will be victorious. We have other playbooks across the world. Look at Afghanistan. They are free. And a host of other countries. The Vietnamese. These are countries that fought the biggest military in their time. And they defeated the enemy. What particular tool was their driver? The determination, the will to be free, the will and the determination to be a free and a sovereign state. And yes, they are. We have all it takes to free Ambazonia. We can do it by ourselves. We have the people, the manpower to do the necessary work out. We have the people, the manpower to beat the enemy in our territories. We have people, the manpower to contribute. Community mobilization, targeted diplomacy, and self-defense. Those are the triad that we sit on. And that is going to be the driver to our independence. Keep fighting. Ambazonians, keep fighting. You are fighting a just cause. Ambazonia is yours. It's your own. Foreigners walk into our land, seized our lands, converted as beggars and slaves in our land. We rose up and said, enough is enough. We are beating them left and right till they leave our land. We have demonstrated to Liberate Cameroun the oppressive nation. We've demonstrated to the world that yes, we can. And we will be free at last. We just have to complete what is left to be done. Put in that extra strength, that extra effort, that extra might. and we will deliver a free and a sovereign state. Like we said, the total sovereignty and freedom of Liberate Cameroun depends on Ambazonia. We're fighting a two-pronged battle to free ourselves and also help free them. And that's the blow. That's what's going to happen. Ambazonians keep fighting till Ambazonia is free. We refuse to be slaves in our homeland, our land of birth, with milk and honey. We have no right to be scattered across the globe because we are rich. Keep fighting. Use your last breath, finance-wise, your voice, everything that you have, till our land is free. That is the mission for this generation. That is our task. That's why we are in this current generation. This moment, this time, it is no one else. We have to hand over a free Ambazonia to the next generation to come. We are not mortgaging this. We're not shortchanging this. It is facing us. This generation must deliver a free, sovereign Ambazonia to the future generation. That is your task. That is my task. We fight till Ambazonia is free. We won't want to be laughed at by our future generation. Our forefathers laid the blueprint. They gave us a semblance of what a nation is supposed to be. We're robbed out of that. We are fighting to seize what was ours, what is ours. And our future generation, they wait for a free, sovereign, and independent Ambazonia from us. We are the ones doing the hard work. This is where the rubber meets the road. And we have to tangle with it till Ambazonia is free. The freedom of Ambazonia depends on this generation. There is no shortchanging or mortgaging. Every inch and every step that we take is geared towards the freedom of Ambazonia. We will fight till our last breath for Ambazonia to be free. Stay focused. Stay steadfast. The pillars have already been built. Now we are building the house. Thanks very much, fellow Ambazonians. Stay blessed. Do not blink. Shake, shake, no day.
Block by block, neighborhood by neighborhood, block by block, neighborhood by neighborhood, block by block, block by block. Our liberator, our Moses, the Moses of our time. Block by block, neighborhood by neighborhood. Amba must be free. Amba must be free. The leader of the people, the leader of our generation, block by block, neighborhood by neighborhood, block by block, neighborhood by neighborhood. Malway is Sabi Road. Malway is Sabi Road. Sometimes we dey go, sometimes we dey go,
We are right in the palace. We have hoisted the flag up. As the flag is going up, means that we have accepted to be one Ambazonian. I'm a Yapo somewhere reporting from Baba Kitungo. Watch and see what We are right in the palace. We have hoisted the flag up. And the flag is going up. Means that we have accepted to build one Ambazonian. I'm a Yapo somewhere reporting from Baba Kitungo. What can see what is happening in the palace? You see the population? We have about 10,000 people here holding the flag. This is our flag.
The population from
It
Malende
shall remain here until the day that we have our independence. The day is not far from now. We know 1st October will be the same thing.
girl put an asu now. The population for Malende this. Population of farmers, the farmers and this. The farmers and this way they don't remain for road where they fear army for go bush. As the Siam, the Lukam, the Malende population this way don't remain road where they fear army for go bush. For very bad in the way army they do for people them. The Luk population where don't remain for roads. Yes. People don't remain for road. They need one go bush where they fear army when they look at when they see the distance.
So yeah, and what did really happen now for Malende?
The population this way remain for road. Where they fear which way army they do for people them. Army they torture people, they don't sell for bush, beat people, shave all with women, they head them. Catch people, take me to the slap them, self-10 slap. Rob people them for mud, beat them with collapse.
I said they take money for people.
Yes, 1,000 for settlement every day before you want to go bush. You carry in Mbanga, you pay 1,000 for go carry in Mbanga. One come, they assess the Mbanga, say you will pay for each bag. Now oil, 1,000 for one jug oil, cassava they pay for army. I mean, don't make people really get peace for Malende here.
So what you want them to do now?
We want to make them move them for that place where they're there. They say they can't protect weed, but they instead put weed that are trouble for skin. They don't make the suffer people they fear for Malende people. They
I want that money. No, I cannot get. The viewer are going to get money. Me, I'm go outside and come out. Come with their land this. That boy, don't go be big people that mommy don't find them, shave their head them. See, all the boys they buy them. You go buy them, oh, thank you. Mama, yes, they go down when I have become. And when I finish with my mommy, any no day, and enter life just to go. No, go outside and do my ass back. I know for that.
Welcome to ACN.
I told you before, when the time comes, they will come to us. And I remind you, I know my national security advisor always reminds me I shouldn't utter certain words, but I say them so you don't forget. Because I know they are trying to take me down. But even if I'm not around, don't forget. You don't owe them child support. Don't forget the crimes they've committed against us. We, this generation, will defeat Cameroon in battle. They said they could fight. They said they had trained bees. They had United States provided tanks and warplanes. We want them to fight. We invite them to fight. We invite them to fight. Where them they? Where them they? would come here to tell the United Nations that the land they mortgaged to Cameroon will be recaptured by the brilliant people of Ambazonia.
Right! Yes!
That the complicity they had with the United Kingdom will be dampened. That your spirit, the indomitable spirit that has led you from your homes right here to this plaza, will not be extinguished by the penalty of evil installed in our homeland. That the spirit that has awakened from the dusty street of Mutengene to the alleys of Bamenda will not be squashed by the brutality of Cameroon, the complicity of the United Nations, and the utter silence of the United Kingdom. For the blood of our people spilled for those who've gone before us. We stand like valiant soldiers to lay our lives to ensure that their blood wasn't spilled in vain. That they didn't die in vain. That the mothers who scream for their daughters, the fathers who are on shore where their kids are detained, wouldn't mourn in vain. I have come here as a soldier of the revolution. I have come here to assure you that this is just the first step to internationalize our struggle, to make the international community understand our pain, the pain of the mothers, the yearning of the fathers, and the doubts plastered on the faces of our kids. That the land, the 43 square meter land that we own, will not be mortgaged, will not be taken by any other country. That we are ready, that we will fight block by block, neighborhood by neighborhood, until the day, as the last speaker said, we will be able to install a government in Boya, a government for the Ambazonians, a government by the Ambazonians, that is going to speak for us, fight for us, make treaties for us. We are not going to allow an alien dominating power from Yaoundé to decide our future, decide the curriculum of our education, decide what language we speak in our courts. And if the lawyer said no, right from here in New York, we send a message to Yaoundé that we are ready for the gendarmes, the beef, and all the evil spirits that have been installed in our homeland. That we will give our life for a free Ambazonia. That if this country was built on the blood of people from distant places, we are ready as soldiers of the revolution to make sure that one day, just one day, we have a homeland to call our own, a place to dwell in peace, a place where we as a people can decide our destiny. You've just got started. It's a long journey. Liberation is not a walk in the park, and I want you to be ready. Do not believe soothsayers who say you are just going to have it on a platter of gold. It's going to be a hard struggle. But the footprints you leave here today will be followed by those after us. They will know we were here. They will know we fought for them. They will know we died for them. They will know we did our part. And so they will use the same rope map to be able to inhabit Africa. If that's the only thing we can give our children, let's do it for Mother Ambazonia. I want to thank your leadership. I want to thank all those who made it possible for me to be here. Together as a people, we will fight together.
Ambazonia's people will never back down. The chains are broken, the pain is gone, freedom is ours, and a new day has dawned. Shake, shake, no day, no day, no day. Rise through the day, the day, the day. Shake, shake, no day. Amazonia stands strong, we're marching forward, where we belong. From the rivers to the peaks, our strength will grow. The dreams of our forebears in us brightly glow. Our heroes, heroines, their fire still burns. We honor their fight with the justice we've earned. Shake, shake, and I win. No day, no day. Rise to the day, the day, the day. Shake, shake, no day. Amazonia stands strong. We're marching forward, where we belong. We are building today for the children to come. No more tears, no more sorrow for anyone. Our flag will rise high, its colors display. Ambazonia's bright future starts today. Shake, shake, over. No day, no day. Rise to the day, the day, the day. Shake, shake, no day. Ambazonia stands strong. We're marching forward where we belong. We'll shake off the fear and cast out the doubt. Our spirits will rise, there's no turning out. Freedom is our anthem, justice our creed. Shake, shake, no day. With love we will lead. Shake, shake, no day, no day, no day. Rise to the day, the day, the day. Shake, shake, no day. Amazonia stands strong. We're marching forward where we belong. Shake, shake, no day. The future is bright. Ambazonia will shine like a beacon of light. With every heartbeat, our message will be sent. Shake, shake, no day, until the very end. A cruise boys sing. Under the moon, where they vex, your whispers they jam. Dreams scatter like ashes for night where they cold. Hope break scatter like branch for storm. Now bad people and innocent they suffer. Oh mama, Ambazonia, your heart they pay. Tears they fall like a river, like the sky they cry again. IDPs and refugees they walk out. Widows they hold space where they empty, them cry go they echo. For the shock where they hollow. Dr. Cho, Sissiko and others, them train them but them no fit bow. Them voice now like thunder, where they under dark clouds. World where the town face go far, no care. They go, you leave your children, they suffer. Them stories they untold. Oh mama, Ambazonia, your heart they pain. Tears they fall like a river, like the sky they cry again. IDPs and refugees they walk out. Widows they hold space where they empty, them cry go they echo. For they talk where they alone. Inside the shadows, small fire they grow. Freedom they call, where hopelessness been they show. For every heart, resistance they burn. Ambazonia go stand gidigba, you no go fear night. Oh mama, Ambazonia, your heart they pain. Tears they fall like a river, like the sky they cry again. IDPs and refugees they walk out. Widows they hold space where they empty, them cry go they echo. For this hug go they hollow. Mama Ambazonia, the scars they talk story of courage where no they shame. Even when wind they blow scatter, for morning light we go there. The children go they sing, a freedom way go fly high, like wings for sky. Ooh yeah, the Kayaba, no vex better go follow. Ambazonia, now oh na na, son. Conspiracy, we go in. Our great boys do the work for the ground. Wanna flag there.
New
na kofa ga no yiri na mo bagane mo mama te yiri mania makawe yira we na mo bagane mo mama te bina bo makawe bina mambu Maganimo, mama tihira mangya, makawe yirawe. Manamo, mabiranimo, pango, mama tibina binibo, makawe bina mambuzi. Ah, Lord, you've come through for me. Mama te yire mangya makawe yirawe Manamo banga mogani mo Mama te binibo makawe binibo Awuna makagona magona narawukwa Yahweh gane one wafakanigon babra chima chamabo Awuna makagona magon sawakwa Yahweh gane one wafakanigon babra chima chamabo A bong of think that my pen away A bong of think that nothing away Manamo Maganimo Mama te yira mangya makawe yirawe Manamo Maganimo Mama te binibo makawe bina mambuwe Awuna makazanga Mabome nyanga sawukwa Yahweh gane one wafakana zunga Maburishi mutamabo Awuna makazanga Mabome nyanga darawupi Yahweh gane one wafakana zunga Maburishi mutamabo Awuna makazanga Mazana wupi Yahweh gane one wafakana zunga Maburishi mutamabo Oh, bonga finga taigani Wewo Mabuchi machamane Oh, a bonga finga ganumi Wewo Mabuchi machamane We are near one woman Mabuchi machamane Bumo ana wana yue kugigu Ozuna wini buruzumana Mabanamye But you can't sang him a bird on the chin. You can't sang him a bird on the chin. Come you cover the sang the bird on the chin. Nanamo, Mawaranimo, Mama Tira Mamia, Makawa Yirawe. Nanamo, Maganimo, Mama Tibina Binibo, Makawa Bina Mambuwe. A bong of think that Nothing away. A bong of think that Yahweh.
Welcome to ACN.
As I said at the beginning, we are not the northwest or southwest regions of Cameroon. And I'll ask every Ambazonian, anytime anyone begins a conversation and refers to you as the problems in the northwest or southwest, stop that conversation and walk away. Stop it and walk away. We are not the northwest or southwest region of Cameroon. If the international system respects international law, they should know that there are international laws that regulates, the interaction of nation states. We are not part of Cameroon. That is rooted in law. Everyone has an obligation to be able to do some basic research to realize we are an occupied people. We are an occupied country. Occupation does not translate into legality. Yes, we voted on the 11th of February 1961 to join Cameroon. Of course, we still think the organization of that elections was null and void because we're a self-governing territory far advanced than Cameroon. But we were also a parliamentary system, where sovereignty lay with the House of Parliament. That vote did not translate into any legal instrument for Cameroon to claim Ambazonia. Let me remind everyone, the United Kingdom voted to leave the European Union. It needs an act of Parliament for that vote to be binding on the United Kingdom. It has not gotten that act of Parliament. That is why they are going in for European Union elections. Ambazonia voted to get into a federation with Cameroon. It needed an act of Ambazonian Parliament alone to make that election a legal instrument that can be invoked under international law to make that vote binding on both parties. The House of Parliament of Ambazonia never passed any act to give any legality to the vote of 11 February 1961. UN Resolution 1608 that was also supposed to translate that electoral vote into a binding international instrument that can be invoked never took place. So legally we are not part of Cameroon, and therefore we are not the northwest or southwest region of Cameroon. I want to correct this to the international system, to the United Nations Security Council, to the United States government, to all the governments in the world. Referring to us as the northwest and southwest of Cameroon is giving Cameroon a license to murder our people, because it now claims you people think we are a geographic location of its territory and having the right to kill our people. You must have this correction made in your legal books. This is a matter of fact. It's not a matter of historical contest. And to every Ambazonian journalist who still refers to us as Northwest and Southwest is facilitating the genocidal policies that is being practiced by Cameroon in the homeland. We are Ambazonians. We are not the Northwest or Southwest. So every journalist in the homeland writing all those trash in newspapers is doing an historical injustice to our cause. Journalists have to be brave. In times of the threat of the lives of a nation, everyone takes a stand. Everyone, Barrister Fru, Abdul Karim, they are taking a stand in the dungeon of the occupier. Mr. Wiba, our great patriot, took a stand in the dungeon of the occupier. The Sesekos are in jail claiming they are Ambazonians being detained. You have all the detainees and all the quarters in Kondengi across the territory. They've taken a stand. Everyone should take a stand. That's the least you can offer. And so we should not be giving credence to manipulators who think you can reduce a valiant and viable people to a geographic region of a decadent system that cannot hold itself together. So this has to be.
Welcome to ACN.
Et les règlements. Lorsque l'autorité a pris une décision, chacun doit devoir pris acte de la note préfectorale. Naturellement. Le message est clair et je ne veux pas être long. Il n'y aura pas de réunion au siège du MSC ce jour. Il va vous recevoir là où il est hébergé. C'est ce qu'on vous a dit. Ça, je suis même déjà devant le siège. Je communiquais vous.
Vous avez suivi? On nous demande de partir.
Donc, comme je l'ai dit, c'est le journal qui a fait. Il n'y a pas de négociation dans ce message. Il n'y a pas d'interprétation. Le leader politique va vous recevoir là où il est hébergé. Voilà ce que l'autorité administrative a décidé. Donc, si on ne vous a pas dit, le message est clair parce qu'on sait que beaucoup n'ont pas eu la bonne information, c'est normal. Mais comme vous êtes déjà là, le message est clair, il n'y aura pas de réunion ici. Donc, je pense...
We come here to tell the United Nations that the land they mortgaged to Cameroon will be recaptured by the brilliant people of Ambazonia. And the complicity they have with the United Kingdom will be done
indomitable spirit that has led you from your homes right here to this plaza will not be extinguished by the banality of evil installed in our homeland. That the spirit that has awakened from the dusty street of Mutangere to the alleys of Bamenda will not be squashed by the brutality of Cameroon, the complicity of the United Nations, and the utter silence of the United Kingdom. For the blood of our people spilled for those who've gone before us. We stand like valiant soldiers to lay our lives to ensure that their blood wasn't spilled in vain. That they didn't die in vain. That the mothers who scream for their daughters, the fathers who are on shore where their kids are detained, wouldn't mourn in vain. I have come here as a soldier of the revolution. I have come here to assure you that this is just the first step to internationalize our struggle, to make the international community understand our pain, the pain of the mothers, the yearning of the fathers, and the doubts plastered on the faces of our kids, that the land, the 43 square meter land that we own, will not be mortgaged, will not be taken by any other country. That we are ready, that we will fight block by block, neighborhood by neighborhood, until the day, as the last speaker said, we will be able to install a government in Boya.
Good day, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. The world is spinning. The world is spinning. Most of you are seeing what's happening in the United States. Most of you are watching what's happening in California. Most of you are watching what's happening around the globe. What's happening in Ukraine, what's happening in Gaza, watching what's happening in Burkina Faso. You're watching what Ibrahim Traore is doing in Burkina Faso. And you're fascinated, isn't it? Why is it that someone will seek election, they will win election, and then they become the president and establish a government in the country? And then they will hijack the political process and turn that country into a state of terrorism, turning into war, turning into perpetual violence, ethnic clashes, economic deprivation, poverty, and underdevelopment. Why? Why is it so? Have you asked yourself, why is it so? And how come? In other cases, a man and a woman seek a position of election, and then they use that opportunity to become a catalyst of change and transformation and progress. Have you asked yourself, why is it so? What determines what leaders do? What makes the difference between person A and person B? What makes the difference? What is it? What drives human being? What drives people, even in similar political situations? but they will make different decisions and therefore create different political outcomes for their people. What makes the difference between a Traoré and the dictator in Cameroon? What creates a Traoré and what creates a Paul Biya? What creates a Kagame and what creates a Biya? What is the difference? One has been in power for 42 years and has turned the country into a state of terror. And one, a young man in his mid-30s, and is a nation builder. It's an architect of hope. It's an example of what's possible. It's an envy of the world. He's become a role model of what leadership is and what leaders do. And the other has become a warning. What's the difference? Who a people chooses to lead will determine their destiny. The people of Cameroon, knowingly or unknowingly, consciously or unconsciously, the decision to make Mr. Biya the president of Cameroon, that decision is what has shaped what Cameroon is today after 42 years. The decision for the people of Cameroon to allow Mr. Biya to stay in power for 42 years, that decision is what has shaped what Cameroon is today, whether the people like it or not. Whether they like Mr. Biya or they don't like him, the people are responsible. The leader of a state greatly determines what becomes of that country. Over the last 9 years, Cameroon's decision to turn Ambazonian into a conflict zone for political exploitation of that to politically exploit the conflict they created to maintain power has backfired. Since 1982, when Mr. Biya took power, there is nothing the Cameroon people can write about, can brag about, can be proud of that Mr. Biya has done to advance the quality of life for the people of Cameroon. So 43 years later, there is nothing they can count on as a legacy for Mr. Biya. The destiny of Cameroon hinges between two critical factors. There are two things that are going to decide the future, the destiny, and the trajectory of the state of Cameroon. There are two factors. and these are critical. There are only two things that will determine whether Mr. Biya of Cameroon, the colonial dictator of Cameroon, will have a legacy or will go down in history as the worst president in Africa. There are only two things that will determine that. Let me give you context first. The conflict in Ambazonia, the war Mr. Biya declared on the Ambazonian people, has changed the political landscape in Cameroon, has changed the social structure of Cameroon, has changed the social dynamics in Cameroon, has also changed the economy of Cameroon from a promising and a thriving economy to complete uncertainty, to an economy now that is in tailspin, to an economy without a sense of direction, because there is no political certainty or direction for Cameroon. The myriads of problems that Cameroon faces, the hundreds and thousands of problems that Cameroon now has to deal with, 99% of those problems are caused, triggered, and are consequences of Mr. Biya's war in Ambazonia. The future of Cameroon, whether Cameroon will be a stable state, whether Cameroon will be a peaceful country, or whether Cameroon will experience another armed conflict or descend into social political chaos, is determined greatly by Mr. Biya's decision about the resolution of the conflict in Ambazonia. Cameroon, at this moment, is completely bankrupt. They lived on financial drip by borrowing. Whether it's a small project like building a small stadium in the town of Kumba in the Ambazonian territory for political propaganda purposes, Mr. Biya has to go borrow that money. Whether it's to build a 2-kilometer road for political propaganda purposes, Mr. Biya has to go borrow that money. The state has nothing. Whether it's to give a community in the Bulu Republic clean drinking water or build a market, Mr. Biya has to go borrow that money. Because what they had as a treasury, they have used everything to finance their misadventure in Ambazonia. And at this moment, there is a political uncertainty in Cameroon as to what is going to happen after Mr. Biya. There is no clear political plan in place. Mr. Biya has not announced whether he will run for the 2025 presidential election or not, even though the CPDM party itself had made public statement that Mr. Biya is their candidate of choice. And many top CPDM officials have already started campaigning for Mr. Biya. All the beneficiaries of Cameroon's occupation in Ambazonia and all top CPDM barons are out in the field campaigning, promising, talking, and telling the population that Mr. Biya is still their candidate of choice at the age of 92 after 43 years in power. This is the delicate balance that holds the destiny and the future of Cameroon in place. It's a very delicate balance. Whether Mr. Biya will be wise enough, will gain wisdom at the age of 92, is totally up to the people that surround him and the people that surround him. It's up to those that are advising him, if he's open to advice, from international opinion to domestic internal circles. Will Mr. Biya seek for a political solution, a negotiated settlement to end the conflict in Ambazonia, and therefore that will become his legacy? That's the most critical step. Finding the courage, becoming honest to themselves, finding the humility, becoming honest to themselves that they have lost the war and it's time to cut their losses. It's time to accept the inevitable. It was a miscalculation and things did not go as they thought it should. The defiance of the Ambazonian people, the bravery of the Ambazonian people, the leadership that Dr. Lucas Ayaba provided to the Ambazonian people, from tactical to operational, from the psychological warfare to media assault, from battlefield planning to special operations, from economic sabotage to internationalization, from the armed resistance to collective defiance. The strategies put in place by the leadership of the Ambazonian people, led by Dr. Cho Lucas Ayaba, defied all odds and delivered a strategic blow and a defeat to Cameroon. As a result, Mr. Biya is now in a place, in a state of confusion, to accept negotiation or to continue with the war. The path of continuing with the war will leave Mr. Biya without a legacy, because at this moment he had none. He has none. Or will Mr. Biya become reasonable? As they say that wisdom grows as people get older. Will Mr. Biya become a wise man? Will he? And choose what's good for Cameroon? Because that's the defining factor. The defining factor is choosing what's good for Cameroon, which is ending the conflict that has consumed everything in the state, in Cameroon State Treasury, and all the money they've borrowed, and all the loans they've signed into, and the many more loans they will still be asking for. Will Mr. Biya do the right thing? So those are the two important decisions that Mr. Biya must make in order to find the legacy he's desperately searching for. That's why Mr. Biya is silent. He's silent because he's doing soul searching. Searching for a legacy and what decisions he must make. How must he go about to seek for a political solution? That's why they are exploring so many options, running around, talking to international partners, creating more of the same on the ground, recruiting more political propagandists, sending Diongute to political propaganda trips, moving them across the Ambazonian territory. That will not solve the problem. What will solve the problem is a demonstration of courage and a demonstration of leadership, which is a demonstration of courage. I've come to the conclusion that my past decisions, past assumptions, and past assessments were erroneous. Were faulty. They have led us to a place where the country is bankrupt. More than 70,000 have been killed. About 3,000 Cameroon occupation, military, security, and intelligence forces and operatives have been killed. The economy is in shambles. The political system is fracturing. These are delicate times. This is when even leaders that have failed in the past can redeem themselves. Mr. Biya can redeem himself. There's a possibility for Mr. Biya to redeem himself and to do what's good for himself, for his country, and to the world. Mr. Biya needs a legacy. Find a political solution to the conflict in Ambazonia by addressing the root causes. Number two, Mr. Biya has ruled Cameroon for 42 years and is the only face and the only thing the people of Cameroon, especially this generation, including the Gen Zs, including the Generation Y, including Generation X, including even the boomers. Mr. Biya is the only person they know. Now they want change. Now the past cannot be the future. Everyone is looking for a solution, a political solution to the political crisis and the leadership vacuum that has been created in Cameroon. Cameroon needs a political transition. And there are two ways Mr. Biya can go about this. A peaceful political transition. Not because someone is forcing him, it's because he's seeking for a legacy. Mr. Biya peacefully steps down. Mr. Biya peacefully retire. Mr. Biya peacefully take a break after 43 years. But there must be a constitutional change in Cameroon. They have to amend the constitution, fix the electoral code, and create a smooth political transition with elections under the watch of Mr. Biya. And then Mr. Biya can hand over power to the new generation and retire with dignity. Or Mr. Biya would use fraud, use manipulation, use political deception, and bring in the son, Frank Biya, and install him as the new president of Cameroon. There are consequences to this. It will be illegitimate, although they will find all ways to make it seem legitimate. It will create more political tension in Cameroon. If that's the case, Frank Biya, just like anyone else, has the right for political aspiration to be the president of Cameroon through a fair, a clean, and a clear electoral process under the new codes and the new laws. But that has to be the choice of the people of Cameroon. Cameroon political opposition parties can all come together, work together, and push for a political transition under clean rules, a fair game. That's the only way Cameroon will make that peaceful transition without the military taking over, without the people in the north picking up arms or the people in the west picking up arms. These things are possible, but they require courage, a demonstration of courage from Mr. Biya, the colonial prime minister, from Gongo, for Mr. Biya to be successful in resolving the conflict in Ambazonian and a political transition in Cameroon. Mr. Biya, first of all, has to seek to unify his own government, bring all the various factions together, and as the head of state, as they call him, yes, the head of state, and as the head of state, bring everyone together and said, this is what we are going to do. This is the direction. This is the future we have to create. We have to resolve the conflict in Ambazonia through international mediation, and through a process that is transparent and clear with international backing. Once we have done that, then we work on a political transition, change the constitution, amend the electoral laws, and then give a 3-month process for all political parties to contest and compete for the best candidate who will replace me. And then we'll usher in the transition process. I've done my part, and it's time for me to go rest. These are things that can be done, but they require a love for the country, a love for its people, and a love for its own legacy. This is how you find a legacy. Mr. Biya can also choose to do what is done in the past. Ignore wise counsel, wise education, informed opinion, and resort back to political deception, political manipulation, political exclusion, the use of force and the use of violence to suppress and contain political agitation and political opposition. That's the easiest thing to do. You don't need brains to do that. That's what cowards do. A coward is someone who always do what's easy, but what doesn't work, what creates more problems, and then inflame already existing problems or exacerbate already existing problems. So Mr. Biya can choose to be a coward or can choose to be a wise man. Mr. Biya can choose to continue with the war in Ambazonia and kill more Camerooners, military, security, and intelligence forces, and put the lives of all the colonial beneficiaries of the occupation at risk in Ambazonia, and put the lives of more than 1 million Camerooners living in Ambazonia at risk. Mr. Biya can choose that path, the path of continuing the war. He can do that by being a coward. Or humble himself, find the necessary courage and grace to end the conflict. Those are the two paths Mr. Biya can follow to find a legacy, or Mr. Biya can also follow, can do the opposite of these two paths in order for him to live and die without a legacy, and therefore tilt Cameroon into a state of perpetual violence and fracturing the state and create more regions within Cameroon to seek for self-determination. That's my advice, my message to the people of Cameroon, to Mr. Biya. As to the Ambazonian people, a conflict is between two parties. Ambazonia cannot negotiate with itself. While we've delivered a strategic defeat to Cameroon, we cannot negotiate with ourselves. Ambazonia needs a willing partner on the other side to bring this conflict to an end. Mr. Biya can choose to be that willing partner. As to the Ambazonian people, this is the time to prepare to build our defenses, to strengthen our institutions. This is a time to begin to put in place This is a time to begin to acquire the skills that are needed for nation building. This is the time for current Ambazonian liberation leaders to develop themselves and equip themselves. This is the time for those that are doing the work to read more, to study more, to take more courses, to invest, to go to attend seminars and workshops, to pursue and advance their skills, their creativity, their management skills, their leadership skills, their team building skills, and team leading skills. This is the time to seek for the best of the best in the world and do immersion in skills and personal development. Ambazonia requires the best of you, not only now, but for what's to come. As our responsibilities increase, so too must we expand our skill sets, our competence. So too must we expand our abilities and capabilities. So too must we read more and become more. So too must we refine ourselves and expand our capacities. So too must we develop. If you want to build the best, if we want to build the best, we must become the best. If we want to offer the best, we must become the best. So this is the time for all of us to invest in the defense of Ambazonia, to increase our defense capabilities, our defense capacities. This is the time for us to innovate more, to do more, and create that leverage we need for negotiations. Just because we've delivered a strategic defeat to Cameroon is not enough. A liberation struggle is not a static process. An entire Ambazonian brigade can be wiped out in one operation. And it will take years to rebuild and fill in the gap. So we must be smart. And instead of waiting until when Cameroon is ready for negotiation, we increase and build our capacity to increase our leverage and expand our territorial control. That's how you play the game to win, not play the game to wait. That's how you move things to work for you and for your advantage, and to secure your interest, and to secure the interest of the people, and to win for the people, and to achieve for the people, and to secure a better deal, a better negotiation deal for the Ambazonian people. Preparation, 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 preparation. As one of my teachers said, what is luck? L-U-C-K, labor under correct knowledge. Preparation, 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 preparation. As I said, preparation, luck is when preparation meets opportunity. Are we preparing? By building, by raising money, by raising more money, and building more forces, and demonstrating to the world that we want that self-determination, we want that freedom, we want that sovereignty. What are you doing to secure that sovereignty? You can't say you want freedom and you do nothing because you've strategically defeated Cameroun? What are you doing to secure that victory? Are we expanding the scope of our forces? Are we building and training more forces? Or we've come to a point where we said, you know what? Yeah, we've delivered a strategic defeat to Cameroon, and now we can chill and relax. As I said yesterday, somebody will come and take your furniture. Are you contributing? Are you paying your liberation tax? Are you getting your family to pay their liberation tax? Are you getting your children to pay their liberation tax? Are you making contributions for lobbying? For the legal processes of the leader to defend Ambazonian in international courts? Are you? So how do you want to win? You don't win by talking, you win by doing. You don't win by lamenting, you win by being proactive. What's your part? What part are you playing? Just being an observer and waiting for things to happen? Or you want to be an active participant for your own future, for your own freedom, and for the future of your own children? The world is changing fast. Don't be left behind, and don't be lazy in your victory. When you're winning, that's when you work the hardest. That's when you do more. That's when you push more. That's when we have to mobilize more. And this is the problem even the egg of sea is facing. Sitting on our laurels because we think we've arrived. When you are winning, when you are leading, you have a greater responsibility, a bigger responsibility, because things are at stake. If you don't work harder, you don't engage more, you don't reach out more, you're not mobilizing, when you are not growing, you are dying. When you are not making progress, you become stagnant. You don't want that. That's my message to all of us today. We'll talk again tomorrow. Tomorrow we'll do a Q&A. All right? We've come to the end of our discussion today. ACN and all the technicians in ACN, thank you always for making time to make sure we communicate to our people and to our partners. God bless you all.
Shake, shake, no day, our voice will resound. Ambazonia's people will never back down. The chains are broken, the pain is gone, freedom is ours, and the new day has dawned. Shake, shake, no day, no day, no day, rise to the day. Shake, shake, no day. Amazonia stands strong. We're marching forward where we belong. From the rivers to the peaks, our strength will grow. The dreams of our forebears in us brightly glow. Our heroes, heroines, their fire still burns. We honor their fight with the justice we've earned. Shake, shake, and I'll win. No day, no Ambazonia stands strong. We're marching forward where we belong. We are
come here to tell the United Nations
for the children
that the land they mortgaged to
no
Cameroun
more tears, no more sorrow
will be recaptured by the brilliant people of Ambazonia.
Our flag will rise high, its colors displaying. Ambazonia's bright future starts today.
And the complicity they have with the United Kingdom
to the day
will be tempered. That your spirit, the indomitable spirit that has led you from your home right here to this plaza,
Ambazonia stands strong. We're marching forward where we belong. We'll shake off the fear and cast out the doubt. Our spirits will rise. There's no turning out. Freedom is our anthem.
Will not be squashed by the brutality of Cameroon, the complicity of the United Nations, and the utter silence of the United Kingdom.
We will lead. Rise to the day. Shake, no day. Amazonia stands strong. We're marching forward where we belong.
We stand like valiant soldiers to lay our lives to ensure that their blood won't spill in vain.
Ambazonia will shine.
That the mothers who scream for their daughters, the fathers who are on shore where their kids are detained, wouldn't mourn in vain.
Will be sent. Shake no day until the very end. A cruise boy to sing.
I told you before. When the time comes, they will come to us.
Where they vex, your whispers they jam. Dreams scatter like ashes for night where they cold. Hope breaks scatter like branch for storm. Now bad people and innocent they suffer. Oh mama, Ambazonia, your heart they pay. Tears they fall like a river, like
I know my national security advisor always reminds me I shouldn't utter certain words, but I say them soon, don't forget.
Dr. Cho, Sissiko and others, them train them but them no feedback. Them voice not like thunder, where they under dark clouds. World where the town face go
because I know they are trying to take me down.
They suffer.
But even if I'm not around, don't forget.
Ambazonia, your heart they pain. Tears they fall like a river, like the sky they cry again. IDPs and refugees they walk out widows, they hold space where they empty, them pride go they echo. For they talk where they all know. Inside the shadows,
you don't owe them child support.
Fire they grow. Freedom they grow.
Don't forget the crimes they committed against us. We, this generation, will defeat Cameroon in battle.
Ambazonia go stand gidigba, you no go fear night. Oh mama, Ambazonia, your heart they pain. Tears they fall like a river, like the sky they cry again. IDPs and refugees they walk out widows, they hold space where they empty, them cry go they echo. For this hug go they hollow. Mama Ambazonia, scars they touch the courage way know the shit.
They said they could fight. They said they had trained bees. They had United States provided tanks and warplanes. We want them to fight. We invite them to fight. We invite them to fight. Where them they
conspiracy, we go in. Our brave boys do the work for the ground. Wanna flag there.
Welcome to ACN.